Yeah.
And people are always like, the energy with these boys is just like second to none.
Try 3 boys.
Yeah,
It's,
right.
no, the one thing I will say, there's a lot more chaos from what I can tell having the boys at the young age. Girls are a little bit more calm, a little easier to manage. You know, they have their quirks, but girls become harder in their
kind of
teenage
flips, right?
years. Boys, assuming you raise them right and, you keep them out of jail, but teenage years, a little more hands off, girls a little more hands on. Right now I'm in the chaos phase where I watched my nieces grow up too. I've got an 11 and I think 8-year-old niece. So I did get to see like the girl phase and all
Gotcha.
that, which is nice. But
yeah,
boys are just a whole different energy and animal.
Yeah.
And they're, every kid is unique. So it's like there's not one thing that a boy is and one thing that a girl is.
For sure.
But the kind of archetype of boy versus girl, all 3 of my boys, while they all have their own personalities, they're all, it's like don't do that, you're going to fall off a tear and break an arm, and they do it anyway. And then they cry, and you got to teach them the lesson, and you do that every day for eternity is what it feels like.
Eternity.
But eventually they get there. So
that's wonderful. Family is a blessing. I love it.
So we do it all for
100. It's what everything is for, right? I had no idea before having kids. I had no idea even what this life was with kids.
For sure.
And I'm a completely different man. Like from who I was before, and then after having kids, just the way I think now, and I've developed even more. It's been really positive.
Yeah, I put out a post the other day. We had the first day of opening T-ball. I don't know how they allowed me to do it, but I'm kind of like the senior T-ball coach now. So they allowed me to let my youngest on the team. He's only 2. Normally T-ball you start at 4, but they'll make an exception for 3 turning 4 during the season. Usually it's like a pretty typical thing. And I asked the president, I'm like, hey, it's like my oldest is about to time out of T-ball. I got my middle on the team. It'd be really cool if I could get all 3 of them on the same team.
For sure.
My little one's already there at every practice. He's already, he's not going to be my home run hitting all-star, but he's already got the fundamentals and like a little bit of the skill set dialed in.
Yeah.
Would you be okay if I signed him up? And he's like, well, I don't know if the league will insure him and all that. So I was like, well, let's check it out. We'll try it out. Let me know if it's something that's possible. And he got back to me and said, let's go. So
that's great.
So I have all 3 on the team. Reason I said that was at the end of my post, which resonated with a lot of people. It was like everyone tells you that your job is to raise boys into men, when in reality it's like the boys teach me how to be a man. It's like you're in this constant state of figuring out life, and a lot of people like to think you become an adult and all of a sudden you got the world figured out and you just go out and do your job. But every day it's a new learning lesson, and even in the things where it's like I think I have it figured out, it's like I'll react poorly or do a thing where I start to reflect on what decision I made, and it's like they really open your eyes to what's important and kind of change where you go as a man.
Perspective is everything in that, and reflection, as you said. My wife and I do it all the time. Just, if we have a difficult day or something challenging that continues to happen or something like that, it's almost like we're watching back film. Like, like we're an NFL team and we're like going through this, like, what happened? Like, why do we feel like this?
Exactly.
And like, what happened today? And it's like, review the tapes, like bring it back and like see what happened. And then, make necessary changes or like try different things or what have you,
Yeah, well, and that probably will never end. Maybe one day you'll have it a little more dialed in than others, but
once you have it dialed in, it's almost like the kids grow into a new phase that you have no idea
for sure
what's going on. It's like it's just this constant like
but
you
by
feel
that
like you're
point,
there.
your boys are old enough to kick your butt, and it's like it's a whole new set of problems at that point that you're dealing with. So, yeah, we'll see.